everybody. It's Michelle Vooght from the Extraordinary Women Holistic Chapter. We had a wonderful morning with Abigail this morning. She is a confidence crusader, a fine artist photographer, and specializes in women portraits. And it was such a beautiful, inspiring morning where Abigail shared her journey of how do you make your visions come to life. Abigail, it was extremely inspiring, and what stood out for me is the actual real day-to-day guidance you inspired women with, because we all have dreams and we all have those visions in our head, but how do you make them come to life?
So thank you, first of all, so much for letting me come and speak and share my passion with the network. And yeah, all I wanted to share this morning really is about my experience of being able to turn, the images and the visions and the goals that I have for my own business and for my life, and how I have in the past turned that into reality and now begun to implement what I learned in that process going forward, and how I want to enter 2017 with the visions of what I want to achieve and what the practices on a daily basis that are going to help me achieve that. And for me, really, it's come down to those small actions that you can take on a daily basis. It's not about having a massive goal and, feeling overwhelmed because it's such a big goal, and we invariably land up not doing anything because we're looking at the big picture. And although you need to have that big picture, you need to focus on the small steps that are going to get you there. And so for me, those daily practices is my I'm a giver practice. And so it starts with intention, then with that intention in mind, meditating on that intention. For me, on a daily basis, I use affirmations. So, the things you repeat to yourself is what you ultimately become. And so you need to be repeating uplifting, positive affirmations.
Yeah.
And then gratitude. Always coming back to gratitude, being grateful for what you have now. The more you're grateful for, the more the universe is going to send you to be grateful for. And then also with gratitude comes introspection. Looking back and seeing, well, how did I respond to a situation yesterday? How could I have managed it better so that when it happens again, I react better, or I can manage it better? And then visualization, like actively creating and painting a picture in your mind about what your goal is, whether it is your business, your life, your home, whatever, creating the picture and using all of your senses in that visualization process. So what does it smell like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like with your fingers to touch the maybe it's the fabric in your home, whatever the case might be. And then ultimately tapping into the feeling, that deep feeling of what it feels like to live that ideal life. Yes. And then exercise is very important. This is a channel, this is our means of getting around and doing our thing. And so we've got to look after this vehicle that is helping us along our journey. So you have to exercise, and it doesn't mean about running a marathon a day. It can be 15 minutes of vigorous walking if that's all you can start with, but do something daily. And then lastly is reading and consuming the kind of content that does inspire you, that leaves you with a feeling of anything is possible. You, in this world of social media and online content, it's very easy to get sucked into all the bad news and greed and corruption and all of that, but you still have a choice. You can choose what goes into your mind, and so choose uplifting and inspiring content. And so these are things that I practice daily. Every morning I spend my first hour implementing all of these things, and if it's 10 minutes on each aspect, I do that. And then lastly is the as you get stuck in the busyness of day to day, because I'm guilty of that. I'm a multitasker and I can easily get overwhelmed with how much I need to get done. I tap into my 1 minute oneness, where as I become aware of how frantic I'm feeling, I take a minute, like sort of every hour or so, or every 2 hours, and just tap into that feeling of the visualization that I did earlier in the morning, just to recenter, reground, refocus, and to then proceed with that kind of energy of abundance and knowing and trusting and realizing, you know, what our purpose is and why we're actually here. So yeah, those are my practical tips.
That's beautiful, thank you. And it's so amazing that the evidence of this working in your life is that you realized your very own dreams and desires.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't happen by accident, you know.
Yes.
The universe is there to support you, but you actually have to show up and do the work.
Wonderful. Some true inspiring thoughts and practical guidance from our very own confidence crusader. And her message is also find your own confidence, find your own beauty, believe that you have the ability, that you are worthy to tap in. Thank you so much, Abigail, and I wish you lots of abundance and blessings for 2017.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
And for you.
Thank you.